Hey Cosmic Loves, how y'all doing? Sorry for the shakiness. I keep on kicking the table. How are y'all doing? Welcome back to PersiaRedz Space, and we are doing our weekly guidance for May 31st to June 5th. We are already in June, meaning we are on basically our last month of spring, and it is hot. It's been 90 degrees like 3 days this week already, and that I made this. And I am happy because I'm a summer baby. I just wish it would be a little bit more consistent, but you know, here and there. I hope you guys got your smoke, you got your drink, everything. Where's my drink? Darn it. I have a vanilla matcha green tea latte and I can't find it. Y'all give me 1 second. I really need that. Yes, I have my stuff. But hope you guys are relaxed. You're feeling good. We are doing, I said it, May 31st to June 5th. So for this weekly guidance, I wanted to just get what messages that they have for us this week. So I am using my messages from the guides, and we will just be like, say, ancestor, spirit guides, energies that protect us, love us, keep us safe. What messages do you have for us this week? What is just something that you would like to get across to us this week? Something that we need to keep in mind that we may have forgotten from you. You know, I got that bouncing, I'm sorry. Up, one flipped over. Y'all see, one flipped over. Okay, we got some, we're gonna get some more though, because I don't want just one message. That one flew. 1 second, that flew. Okay. That's 2 messages. Let's see if we can get any more. I hope y'all really been having, oh, nope, that was 2. So we have 4 messages to go into. Let me get them off the floor. Okay, so we have our messages. And just remember, like, these messages aren't meant to beat you up. Some of them are definitely meant to be firm. And not to say these messages, but when I do these readings or these guidances, some of them are meant to be firm because sometimes we're hard-headed, we're bullheaded, we don't want to listen, and you know how it be. So, and also remember, this is a general guidance. This is not an individual one. So if it doesn't resonate, it's okay. Next time it might. But if it does resonate, then that's great. Like, awesome sauce. Yeah, I know. I can be a little odd sometimes, but it's good. So let's get to it. Okay. So our first card we have, trust your intuition. Again, I know I've said this before. Trust yourself because you know yourself better than anyone else. And sometimes it is great to go outside yourself to get information, but usually that's with something that you feel like you can't get into, you can't connect to, which is fine. But your gut feeling is your intuition. Like, you know, when you go somewhere and you be like, I don't really know about this club, or I don't really know about this place, or I don't really know about that person. That's your intuition telling you that something isn't right. And I said, not necessarily saying that it's bad, but for you, it's not right. You don't need to be in that energy. You don't need to put yourself in that situation. You don't need to be around that person. And think about it like this. You may have friends that are awesome, and there will be times where you want to hang out with them, but you don't because you feel some type of way. That is not because your friends aren't good. That isn't because your friends are trying to do something to you. That's just because whatever energy your friends are in, or what energy they're going to have around them, does not sit well with you. So you must trust your intuition. You must make sure that you are listening to yourself, because your ancestors also speak through you. So when they give you these warnings, it's because they know something's going to happen. And for some of us, we be getting intuition feelings on, oh, I should do that pick five, or I should play the lottery, or that guy over there. Listen to it, because you didn't go get that pick four, that pick five, and guess what? All the numbers you thought of hit. So trust your intuition, because if you can't trust your own self, who can you really, truly, indubitably trust indefinitely? And just think about it as some of us have been really doubting ourselves. And so when our intuition kicks in and we're either being told to do something or we realize we shouldn't do something, we're just like, oh, I don't know if I can trust my own decisions. I don't know if I could do this and do that. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Like, if you're being told to do something and it feels really good, who told you shouldn't feel really good? Think about those type of people who told you shouldn't feel good. We're not meant to live in a world of misery, fear, regret, wondering what ifs. We're meant to actually live, to feel good, to actually get some joy out of things. Like me rubbing my head. I wish somebody would tell me to stop rubbing my head because it's bringing me joy. You know what you can do? So that's the equivalent of someone basically trying to get you into a state of you shouldn't do things that make you feel good about yourself or that make you happy. That doesn't make any sense. So trust your intuition. You that is still kind of doubting yourself and trusting your intuition, I said trust your intuition. So do it. I felt like somebody was still going to doubt what I said, so I had to put that in there. And I hope that you realize that it was you. Our next card, patience is a virtue. So, I am guilty of this too. There are things that I want now. Like when I say now, I mean right freaking now. Like no. And I can't get it because it's not right. But when I'm patient, it comes very quickly. Like, think about when you're asking your ancestors for something and they're just like, they ask you, what have you been getting the past couple weeks that you know of? And you start naming it and you realize that everything that you've been asking your ancestors for is what you got that week. Except the way you asked for it and now the way that you're explaining what you got this week, they sound similar, but they're not exactly the same. But you still got what you asked for, just in a different way. They couldn't give you to a T what you asked for because it wasn't completely right for you, but they gave you exactly what you needed. So think about it. Patience is a virtue. The more you rush the spirits, the more you rush things, it's the more things get left out, misconstrued, miscommunicated, and doesn't come through the way you want it. Even with yourself, in doing self-work, shadow work, healing from traumas, be patient with yourself. Because sometimes you could feel so frustrated, like you're not growing, like you're not getting to a place that you need to get to. But you are. You just can't see it until you absolutely stop. Or you have someone around you that can remind you, like, yo, I saw this, this, and this when you normally do this, this, and this. That's growth. And you're just like, I did. That is. Your brain is not picturing it as growth because you're in the moment. These are messages that Spirit is really putting like intensity into because they're just like, this is something that they want you to get through. They want us all to get through our heads. And some of us got some really thick skulls, okay? And we don't always listen. We don't. Honesty for that ass. So, and sometimes some of these situations where you would normally blow up at people, spaz out, patience will actually work to your benefit. Because we're technically still in Mercury retrograde. So it would be better to be patient with the situation instead of trying to rush it through. Because Mercury gives no fucks about nobody and will mess up everything. So patience is definitely a virtue. Definitely a virtue. Next. Have an attitude of gratitude. When was the last time you called upon your ancestors, called upon your guides, your spirits, and just been like, I don't want nothing except to say thank you, to show you that I'm grateful, to give gratitude, to just be like, thank you. I don't want anything. I just want you to know how much I love you, how much I appreciate you. Keeping a attitude of gratitude, as it says, brings in more things to you because you're always being gracious to those giving. So there is nothing holding them back from doing more for you because you're making it easy for them to fluidly do things for you. You're making it easier for them to flow, and you're making the flow easier for yourself. Your resources, your coven, your tribe, your people, your family are now able to move in such a way where there's not a lot getting in their way, and whatever does get in their way, they're able to circumnavigate and move past with minimal effort on your behalf. It takes 30 days to create a new habit, 60 to break. Do a 30-day attitude of gratitude where every day you speak words of gratitude to your team, whether it is in the spiritual form or the physical form, or do both. And then see what happens at the end of that 30 days and record the stuff that has happened during those 30 days. And see how it becomes a habit to be in a state of gratitude. And I understand things happen where we might break out of that state of gratitude because we're dealing with so much. Things happen. That's why it's okay to rebalance and put yourself back into perspective, because things like this happen. You can't really blame yourself and beat yourself up for it. It doesn't help you. It actually causes more harm and trauma, except it's coming from you instead of someone else on the outside. And then you look at yourself a little bit differently. So remember how awesome you are. Remember we all make mistakes, that you are having a human experience, and just get back on and do your 30 days of gratitude, and it will come back as a habit. Fair? Fair. Okay. Our last but not least card is, and I think a lot of us need this, especially for the fire signs and water signs, because I feel like we're going through a lot, the fire and water. Calm is not weakness. Calm is not weakness. Some of us feel like because we do not blow up or we do not get intense or aggressive when certain things happen, that we're not showing that warrior or fighting spirit. It's not true. Sometimes when you allow your emotions to take over, they put us in a situation that we don't need to be in. You're not able to gather as much data as you would normally do in a calm state to help you in the future for this situation. It also shows that you allow things to make you go off on the deep end too quickly. And that if you're a business person, that is not very good, because if you deal with business, you may retract things that you shouldn't retract. You may make a decision that wasn't thought through. You could hurt someone's feelings without knowing the true situation of something because you weren't calm about it. You just reacted instead of listening. Usually when you're calm, you will listen. And sometimes that information that comes when you listen makes the difference between what your reaction really should be. Because you don't really want to burn bridges that don't need to be burned. You don't want to create harm to someone that has done nothing to you. Sometimes being calm is the best weapon because you think more clearly. You have more clarity. You are able to think through what needs to be done instead of what you want to do. Because sometimes what you want to do and what needs to be done are two different things. And sometimes our wants will get in the way of our needs, and then we are just angrier than we've ever been just because we didn't listen, we didn't calm down. So this week, remember, trust your intuition. Patience is a virtue. Have an attitude of gratitude. Calm is not a weakness. And for that calm is not a weakness, I feel like some of us with kids that are water and fire signs, remind them of this. Because school can be stressful. No matter what grade, school can be stressful. And they look towards you for guidance. Not just verbal guidance, but physical. So practice what you preach. Try to use the calmness because they're watching you. That's how they're able to do so many things, these kids. They watch us. They listen, but they 100% watch and mimic. So, and why do I say fire signs and water signs? Because water signs are very emotional. And we tend to feel it extra. Fire signs, because fire signs are definitely more intense, a little bit more aggressive. And sometimes y'all just want to flame on with everything. And sometimes you just need to stay calm. Because you might burn up exactly what you need. And it won't come back. So, I hope you guys understood what I was talking about. I hope you guys appreciated this little difference I did. It's always great to be here with you guys. Thank you for being on my Patreon and buy me a cup of coffee. So many more gifts to give out. And I'm making a little bit of changes. I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to comment and show that love. I will see you guys next time. Bye, loves.